There's a Disney film from the 1970s called The Aristocats. Have you heard of it or seen it?
I can recognise, like, I can see the image of the cover in my head.
Yeah, yeah. And there's this character in that called Thomas O'Malley, and he's like a street cat, and he is the best representation that I've seen in some fictional narrative of like a guy with unlimited aura. Like, you want to be around Thomas O'Malley. He is just a baller in life, and he's not hurting anyone. He's being friendly. He bends the rules a little bit. He brings relentless charisma, and he just brings joy to the people around him. And his song from that movie, every time I listen to it, is just a reminder to bring energy and enthusiasm to life that then strengthens the quality of the present moment. Like, I'm going to send you that song because you can just hear how much that he is the guy, and he knows it as well. That's what makes it better, is he knows he's the guy.
Is there any other correlations or any other lessons you've learned from these Disney movies?
It's so cringe, isn't it, that like a 20-year-old man is like really into like old Disney films. The modern shit I don't care about. Like 1970s is like, that's late on considering the ones that I like. The ones from, you know, the 50s and 60s are made, like, you know about how much I love the Lady and the Tramp story and all, like the soundtrack from that film. Just it's something about that era, man. I mean, I love music from that era. You know this too. Music from the 40s, 50s, 60s. That's what I listen to most of the time when I'm relaxing and not like training or working. That's the music I listen to if I want to just listen to songs. I feel like I actually saw a comment on a YouTube video of one of these like crooner music compilation playlist videos, right? And someone had commented, the reason I love this music is because it feels like nostalgia from a time I never lived in, or something along those lines. And that's how it feels. It's like, maybe it was post-war time, post World War II, and the end of that crisis, and people that had been at service coming home to their families, and love was real, and gratitude was there for the fact that the war had ended and life was more calm. And I don't know, music was beautiful. It was real. It was deep. It had depth to it. And I feel the same thing in those films. Like, you watch any Disney film from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Not only is the music something that I find so beautiful, even as a 20-year-old man, but there's so many amazing moral messages that are subtle, that I only noticed them now. I had no idea about them if I watched these films when I was a kid, because I'm just caring about the narrative and the plot lines and the funny moments and everything. But as a man watching these, I pick up on the moral messages from characters, and instantly who's a good guy and who's a bad guy, and they don't even have to say it. It's from the way that they interact with people, from their energy, from their aura in the film. It's just, I don't know.
Tell the listeners why you like the archetypes of the Lady and the Tramp so much.
I mean, I'm just such a like cringy fanboy in it, but I don't care because it's real. It's how I feel, right? The male dog character from Lady and the Tramp, he is the guy. Like, this guy sleeps like by a railway track, so he's a stray dog, right? But that means he's free. He's not constrained by the society around him. He's not wearing some collar from some family that he needs to go back to. The world is his playground. And, he wakes up in the morning and he goes to a restaurant, and he knows these restaurant owners, and they give him an old bone from the night before that he then has for breakfast. Do you know what I mean? And he struts about. And in this one moment where he just saves a couple of his mates from like the dog police that take people to the kennels when they're like, don't have a collar on and shit. Like, he's doing good things in society, but he's also funny. He's got relentless charisma, no social anxiety, no insecurity. He knows he's the man. He struts around with his chest out, smiling at people, having a little joke. And then when he meets Lady, right, the female dog that their love story is what the whole narrative is about, it's just the way he interacts with her. It's just so seamless and smooth. And he's just some tramp dog, but he's just flirting with this like rich upper class like female dog, and he gets her heart like it's nothing. And it's like, it's so hard to describe, but I watch that and I go, that is what men should be. And somehow some bloke in Disney has managed to draw and script out some fictionalized dog that represents what a young male should be. He's brave, he's kind, he's just. No, he's not just kind in a kind of flimsy, naive sense. Like, he does good things, but they're sometimes naughty. He'll bite some human being's leg to distract them from the dogs that they're trying to trap to take to the kennels to save his friends. And he's also dangerous because there's one moment where the female dog is being attacked by like the evil dogs that are like a bit, I don't know what's the word, aggressive, ferocious, whatever. He then fights off like 3 of them. He gets battered, but he does it to save like the damsel in distress. So he's he's courageous, he's dangerous, he's charismatic. But when he's your friend, you want to be around him. He lifts the energy of the room. And I sound so mental saying this, but that's what you should be as a human being.